Okay, so on to Suzie Smith cover letters. So let's review some of the cover letter guidelines first. First we have, you should have 4 short paragraphs on 1 page. It's probably a pretty good length for a cover letter. Secondly, you should always use standard 8.5 by 11 paper. Nothing bigger, nothing smaller. Also, you should use white or ivory paper. Don't use gray, don't use blue or pink or green or any other color thinking that maybe you'll stand out. It's just seen as unprofessional. So white or ivory only. Make sure you use a word processor, i.e. a computer, as handwritten letters are not acceptable. And also be sure that you're using correct grammar and spelling. You should use a standard business-sized envelope where you're going to type name and address to the contact person that you identify in your cover letter. And the letter should be structured properly as follows. And we are going to now build our Suzie Smith cover letter template. So as I complete the cover letter, I need you to also be creating your template that you will save into your Business English folder. My suggestion is inside Business English, you have a within the Business English folder, you have a Final Portfolio folder, and this would go in there. All right, so let me go over to my other. Okay, so I've got a new blank document. I've saved it already as Suzie Smith cover letter. So do a real quick save of yours, call it Suzie Smith cover letter. And I'm going to turn on the show hide button to help me keep track of where I have things positioned within the document so that I don't lose track of where I am and what I'm doing. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our letterhead. Our letterhead is, I'm just going to hit the enter key and go back up once. And our letterhead is always centered. And just like we did on the Suzie Smith resume, we're going to have the person's name first. Our letterhead is basically going to be formatted as you would on a standard envelope. Okay, so it's the person's personal title, Mr., Mrs., or Ms. So in this case, she's Ms. Suzie Smith. If, as you're going along, you're going to have other letters to do for me, and you may or you may not have businesses that you will be representing. And so if you are in one of those situations, one of those scenarios where you work at a specified business, the next line would be your business title, and below that, the company that you're working for. Suzie, unfortunately, is without a job and is looking for a new job, so she has no title or company. So she lives at 123 Main Street in Anytown, PA. Remember, there are 2 spaces after two spaces after the state abbreviation, and her zip code 12345. We're going to give her a phone number, 555-677-2354. All right, so now let's arrow down to the blank paragraph mark, and we're going to leave 2 blank paragraph marks, so we're on the 3rd one. And the next thing that appears in a standard letter would be the date. Now remember, the date is always formatted a specific way, so you're going to spell out the month. So in this case, it's December. When you get to about the E or the M, the rest of the month will pop up in what's called the tooltip box, that yellow box. If you just hit the enter key, it will finish typing for you. So December 6, 2011. Hit the enter key 3 times. And this time you're going to be typing in the inside address. Always starting with Mr. or Mrs. In this case, I guess we'll write to Mr. First name, last name. Interesting name, I know. And he works at 123. Actually, let's give him a job title. So he is the Human Resources Manager for our company. And they're located at 123 Main Street. Again, you're spelling out street, road, lane, boulevard, whatever it is. And we'll put this in Biglerville, PA. Again, 2 spaces after the state. And the zip code here is 98765. Okay, for an inside address, you do not use phone number. So we're just going to hit the enter key twice. And we then put in the salutation. So it would be dear. And do you remember how the salutation goes? What comes after the word dear? And hopefully you remember it should be Mr. last name. And then a colon. Okay, so once we have this in, you can start your letter. Now I'm going to give you the required first sentence of the first paragraph for each employment letter that you do for me. So your first paragraph will start out, I am writing this letter in response to your job posting in, and then we're going to say publication. So which publication? Might be the Gettysburg Time. For a, and then you would type in the position that you're applying for, which appeared on day of week, comma, month, space, day number, comma, space, 20XX. Now I'm going to hit the enter key. I'm going to come back here. And so we don't forget what we're trying to say. I'm going to change the color of the text so it won't appear as vividly as the rest of the text, but it will still appear. So in parentheses, we're going to put, now why did that not take? Let me do that again. So I'm going to come up here and choose light gray. There we go. Okay, so this would be, for example, Tuesday, December 6th, 2011. Okay, that's just an example of what would be there. Now you would continue on, but I'm going to go to the next paragraph. But this is in your first paragraph. This is still your first paragraph. So let's do this. So this will be the first sentence of your first paragraph for each employment letter. our first paragraph. As follows. Okay, so this will be the first sentence of your first paragraph for each employment cover letter. Your first paragraph will continue as follows. So what we've got here will also continue down here. Oh, I forgot an I in here, position. All right, so I've left a blank paragraph mark just to kind of have that one sentence jump out at us. What we're going to do now, excuse me, is we're going to basically discuss, we're going to type in what each of the paragraphs will encompass, will contain. So we're going to say first paragraph. Now, you could go up to insert, symbol, and then choose a symbol, or if we do Command 7, if we do Option 7, it'll put in our paragraph symbol. So first paragraph, immediately I don't know why this didn't make this bold. Usually it does. So let me just okay, so immediately explain why your background makes you the best candidate for the position you are applying for. Keep the first paragraph short and hard-hitting. So it should be short, sweet, to the point, concise, all of that. Okay, in your second, again, Option 7, puts the paragraph mark. In your second paragraph, this is where you're going to detail what you could contribute to this company. I'm having trouble tonight typing and talking at the same time. Okay, remember, always after a period, you have 2 spaces. Okay, in this paragraph, you're also going to show how your qualifications will benefit the firm. Remember to keep this letter short, as few employers will read a cover letter that is over 1 page in length. It's over 1 page. Okay. I'm going to stop here and continue on the next part of this with the rest of our cover letter. So for now, save Suzie Smith and go back to StudyWiz and open up the second half of this.